Hey guys, Jennifer here with Marrero Family Farm. Thank you so much for stopping by. I did something today that I did not expect to do. With us in the process of trying to get our house sold and finding a new place to live and stuff like that, I really was not anticipating the fact that I was going to grow a fall garden. However, we are at the end of September and the house still is not sold. We've had a few people walk through, but nothing obviously yet as far as somebody making an offer. So we're still in that limbo, and I did not really want to go into fall or winter without really having any food on hand. I wanted to make sure that something was growing. Now, I was debating on if I was gonna let my tomatoes and peppers and stuff like that continue to grow until they kind of died out. And for the most part, I did do that. My peppers are still doing really well, and I'll show you guys that in just a minute. And I did leave, again, I'll show you guys some tomato plants that are still producing tomatoes, so I left those behind as well. And, you know, I'm like, even if the food is not going to end up being for us, and it will be for the next family that moves in here. And like I said, I didn't grow a ton, just in case we do, you know, move on to our next home and stuff like that. I didn't want to sow all of my seeds and not say that they would have been wasted, because I think that, you know, giving them to the next family that moves in would have been something really nice. But I don't know what they like. I don't know if they like cabbage and broccoli and cauliflower and stuff like that. And I don't want to use all of my seeds on something that I'm really not sure whether or not they're gonna appreciate it or like it or want it or whatever. So I'm gonna, before I show you what I've done outside, I'm gonna show you the seeds that I did sow, and then I'll kind of take you guys outside and show you where I sown them. Usually when I start seeds, I start them indoors in a container, maybe not necessarily indoors, but in a container, and let them grow first and then transplant them. However, this was such a last minute decision. I did not have time to do that. So I just direct sowed the seeds in the ground, and these are obviously all frost hardy seeds that I sown. We are in northern central Alabama. It is zone 7A, 7B. We're kind of right on the border there. So the first frost date is October 15th, October 20th, somewhere around there. Okay, so most of these are Baker Creek. I do have some that is M.I. Gardener, Johnny Seeds. Oh yeah, I did one burpee, which is this one right here. Burpee is like a hit or miss for me. Sometimes they grow great, sometimes they don't. I have, however, grown this carrot before, and it did produce, so I was not reluctant to go ahead and sow them today. But we did some bunching onions. Not quite sure how to say this, but we'll say Hishiko bunching onions. Botanical interest, these are Tokyo long white bunching scallions. I did some yellow sweet Spanish onion from Baker Creek. And then we did some Texas early grano. I'm not quite sure what the grano part means, but it's a nice big yellow onion. So I did these also. The only one that I have sown is the Hishiko, and I grown them from seed, and they did take off. Next on the list, we have some carrots. So these are the short and sweet carrots from Burpee. And then we have some longer carrots. The St. Valerie, a longer carrot, a sweeter carrot from Baker Creek. Then we did some spinach. So from M.I. Gardener, I have some spinach, some dinosaur kale, some collards. This is a salad mix, and I did a romaine lettuce, and that one's from Baker Creek. Then I did some broccoli. So this is from Johnny's Seed, some broccoli. And this one is a snowball cauliflower. From Baker Creek, I did just one variety of cabbage. I do have some parsnips and beets and, you know, stuff like that. I didn't want to grow that kind of stuff because I don't really know who enjoys those kind of foods. That's hit or miss who's going to eat that kind of stuff. And like I said earlier, I just don't want to, I didn't have a ton of space that I opened up because I still have some area that has some food growing. If I had more area, I would probably go ahead and sow those kind of seeds, but because the area that I have is kind of limited, I just grew a few, or I sowed, I'm hoping it grows. I just sowed a few seeds that I think people will eat more of just in case it's not going to be us, which hopefully it won't be us. Hopefully it will be another family that moves in here and enjoys the things that I've sown for them. But we don't know yet. So I did go ahead and do a few flowering seeds as well. So I did some of the hyssop anise. I did some pink hyssop too, which is down here. Isn't that beautiful? That is such a pretty bunch. And I have not done the purple hyssop, but the pictures don't do it justice. I really don't know what it looks like in person. But if it looks anything like the pink ones, then I will be very pleased. I believe I have this one growing outside now, and I'll show you that. But I did go ahead and sow a few more of these just because I think I already have them. And this is Salvia Blue Sage. And then some coneflower, the mellow yellows. This is if I'm correct, I believe this is an Echinacea. Yeah. So this is an Echinacea flower, which is really good if you know anything about drying this out and stuff like that. Echinacea is really good for cold season. And these are all frost hardy flowers. That's why I put down these seeds. And then some lavender. Lavender is really good for soothing and stuff. So let me go ahead and, one more thing before we go outside and I show you. I kind of want to tell you a little bit about my seed storing boxes and stuff like that. So I have this kit right here, which I picked up at Michael's for $14.99. It came with all of the plastic cases in the inside, and I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to this stuff. I like to be organized. I have them all labeled here of what they are. But anyways, just wanted to show you that. They're all labeled. Like this one says onions. All right, so now that you guys have seen my crazy collection of continuously growing seeds, let's go ahead and get outside and I'll show you what was done today. So I feel pretty good about some of the things that I got accomplished today. It wasn't a whole lot, but it was more than I was expecting to do today. I really didn't think that I would get out here in the garden and rip up all of these tomatoes because it was a ton of tomatoes. Let me get you guys turned around. So as you guys can see, my peppers are still going pretty strong. There are definitely some peppers still on, they're growing. I mean, they're little still. I've already pulled off all of the more matured ones. But we have some peppers here, and there's still baby ones coming out. But we got a good amount of peppers. I mean, all of the trees are pretty loaded with peppers, so I'm pretty happy with that. The last couple years that I've grown peppers, they have not been really producing a whole lot of fruit. And then besides this pine needle that's up here, you can see there's a red one that's right here. And I actually grabbed one off earlier and ate it. That was in between green and red. And boy, was it just amazing. It was so good. So thick and crunchy and crispy. But as you guys can see over here, these are my Amish paste tomatoes. And they're still, can you guys see that? There it is. So they're still growing. I don't have a ton of them on here, but my Amish paste did not do really great. This is the first year that I've grown them. I wanted to do a lot of, you know, tomato sauce and some tomato paste and stuff like that. So that's why I tried the Amish paste. I've heard a lot of great things about them. And, you know, they're growing, and I like, as you can see, I've got some over in here as well, and there's some more growing over there, but I just haven't had really good luck with them this year. I thought I saw a hornworm, but they are kind of going a little crazy wild over here. But now that they're finally starting to grow, I'm just going to let them, because I really would like to get some more, so I have more to can. But I'm going to show you over in the area over here that had all of the tomatoes. If you guys remember, this whole trellis was just wild, crazy with tomatoes. We had planted the tomatoes on both sides here. We even had some green beans growing, but the green beans did not do amazing. They grew, and we got a good bit, but not as much as I was hoping for. Better luck next year for sure. But so I cleaned all this out. I left some of the tomatoes behind. It's good fertilizer. And I cleaned up the whole trellis area here. But yeah, so it's exciting that I'm actually getting some fall stuff started. So in my green tower here, my green stock, I did some of the short carrots. I did the MI Gardener salad green lettuce and some spinach. And the romaine lettuce, I did that in here. Oh, and I also did some bunching onions. That I did in here and along the side over here. Poofy. The kids just got home from school. Hi. I'm glad. So Alexia just told me that she had a great day. See, here's some of the Amish paste that are still growing pretty strong. $1.50 from your cookies? Yeah. Oh wow. If you would have let me sell them, I could have got another sale. We didn't have any more, kiddo. So over here, I did the big cabbage there, and here I either did cabbage or kale. Honestly, guys, I don't really remember. All I know is I put cabbage, kale, and broccoli on the floor section. So in this area here, the bigger brassicas.
I got the $1, but I don't know if this is, wait. Yeah, I think this is like 50 cents, I think. 2/4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So we, just to tell you a little bit about what they're talking about, we had made some chocolate chip cookies, right?
Yeah.
We made chocolate chip cookies, and the kids are all about trying to make extra money, right? So they've been selling their cookies at school and putting their money away. Right? You're putting your money away?
Yeah, because Alexia, actually, I might be giving this to Alexia.
Really?
Because, yeah, I mean, like, really, because she's even trying to work harder on her stuff.
Oh, that's nice of you.
I might.
You might.
Maybe. It
Maybe.
depends.
Okay.
Might take over this or this.
Oh, one or the
Likely this.
the 50 cents.
But,
Oh, okay.
most likely.
That's funny. So yeah, so they've been working hard at making their own chocolate chip cookies and selling them at school. So, I mean, they're trying to be little entrepreneurs. Should I really stop them from trying to figure out different ways to make money? Not really. And I watched them when they made their cookies and know that they did it with clean hands and, you know, not doing anything bad to the cookie dough. So, I mean, hey, it's just a little extra money, and it's fun for them. It's good for their friends. It all works out. So, anyways, so the brassicas, the cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, and kale, because that dinosaur kale does get quite large. And I weeded a little bit around these areas. I didn't do like a phenomenal job, obviously, but it's a lot to always take care of and stuff like that. But so in here I did the spinach, some more lettuce, some more kale and stuff like that just in through here. I don't really have anything that needs the trellis, but it's here, so I might as well use this bed. I also did not add any more soil to the bed, which I probably should have. But I didn't want to use anything else that I had to add to it. I didn't want to use anything or go purchase anything. I don't have enough soil right now. So unfortunately, the beds are a little bit low, but it still should grow. Okay, and then over here, as you guys can see, there's already some onions that are growing in here. We have some sweet potato that's growing in here as well. This is sweet potato, that is sweet potato, and behind this, right behind this, there is another sweet potato. It's all wrapped up, so I didn't want to pull the weed out, but there's sweet potato in there. And then I sowed some more bunching onions, the yellow onions, the sweet onions, and a whole bunch of carrots in through here. So hopefully those do well, and we'll just see how it goes. But as you can see over here, it is so low. Everything that we put in here has deteriorated and started to break down, so it really does need a lot more soil in here. But again, we're hoping to leave, and I didn't want to just go ahead and grab soil and stuff like that. It was just too much work, especially by myself. My husband's not here, so trying to just get a few things done. And I don't know if you guys can see, but I haven't showed you guys the fish lately, but they are getting so big, you guys. Can you see how big they've gotten? Do you remember how little they were when we got them? Look at the size. Of course, the camera's making them look a little bit bigger than what they are, but they have probably doubled or tripled in size. Definitely. I mean, look how big. They're so pretty. I absolutely love them, and I am definitely going to miss them when we leave. I can sit here and watch this all day. They're just so relaxing. They're so calm. As you guys can see, I did not clean this out here. I don't know why all the wiring is there and not hidden somewhere, but that's just where it is, so I don't ask questions. And then, let's start over here first. So this is the Sylvia Blue sage, I believe. This is, I'm not 100% sure. This is either the blue sage. Oh yeah, this is definitely sage. It smells so good. Or is it the anise? I don't know if it's the sage or the anise. I think it's the sage though, but that's just me guessing. But it is so pretty. They are so vibrant in color. So what I did with the flowers that I have, I sowed the pink seeds in the middle, and I put some more blue or purple, whatever color you want to call it. To me, this is purple. To somebody else, it might be blue. But this definitely looks purple to me. But anyways, I did some more of the purple bluish ones on the outside to fill in those gaps. And I did pink on the inside. And I did the same thing over here as well. I weeded all of that stuff out of there and put them in there. So hopefully they'll grow. And then I put some, I didn't want to do too much in here because there is a, oh, is it an iris? What is it that grows here? A lily. There's a lily that grows in the center here, so I didn't want to pull any of that out. And I did the yellow cone flowers on the outside here. And then I did some more. I already have some lavender growing. It's not doing great, but it is growing. And then I put some more flowers in this pot right here. So I didn't want to go ahead and grow flowers in the ground, just because it's easier to move flowers around if they're in a pot. Someone might not necessarily like the area that I'm growing flowers, so I just assume not to do that. I have some rosemary growing here, and oh my gosh, you guys. I love the smell of rosemary, especially rosemary and lavender put together. And then, so this one here is the lavender. Wow. Well, I don't know if you guys know this about me or not. I don't know if I've told you. When I was 24 years old, up until probably about 3 years ago, oh no, 4 years ago now. Time sure does fly when you're having fun. I was a massage therapist and an esthetician. So I owned a day spa for 7 years. And then I closed my business down when I had my son. So my second child, because it was just way too much work. It was too hard to run a day spa and have 2 young babies, especially since my kids are 1 year and 3 weeks apart. So it was very, very challenging. So, I ended up closing I sold my business, and then after my son was just about 6 months old, so when my second child was 6 months old, I ended up going back to work, and I worked at a day spa for 4 years before we moved here. But I love the smell of essential oils. Man, this smells so good. It's so rosemary and lavender together really have a nice soothing scent. And of course, you guys know that you can cook with rosemary. I don't know if you can cook with lavender, but I think you can make tea from it. I've never really dealt too much with the dry herbs and stuff like that, just the essential oils. All right, I'm gonna put that down now because that is just it's such a nice smell, and it reminds me of my spa days and all that wonderful, even like the eucalyptus and the mint and stuff like that, which I do have mint growing. My mint is not doing so great, but I do have it growing. All right, so I already told you guys about my green stock and what I have growing in there. I still have, I didn't even really talk about these because honestly, I don't do much with them. But I have just my jalapeno peppers. Guys, I really need to learn how to make jalapeno poppers with the cream cheese in it because I love that snack. Like, it is so delicious, and I'm sure it's so easy to make. I've been freezing my peppers and stuff like that. I've been using them to cook with, regularly, and eating them raw off the tree. But other than that, I really have not done a whole lot with my peppers. I don't know if you guys saw earlier about my little pepper that's turning red here. I believe this is a California Wonder. Now, something I was told before, though, is that all peppers turn red. I don't know if that is true or if it's just a certain variety of peppers that turn red or not. But that's something that I should probably look into a little bit just to find out. And of course, I'm going to show you the cuteness on the farm. My cute little boogers. Also, there is something else that I want to show you guys. This morning, my dog was crying, and I didn't know what she was crying about. But she was crying, and then she was sitting over here. And my husband had put this trap out last night, and he caught a rat. I don't know what he's gonna do with this rat. I don't know what his plans are, but this rat has been causing some problems here in the barn, and my husband finally caught it. But she has just been stalking this little rat. Leave it alone. Come on. So I've been doing an afternoon feeding for the animals because I've been trying to put some weight on our cow. And hey, get down. So of course now I come back here and I'm surrounded by the welcoming crew. Stop. All the girls want to come in. Hey, stop chewing on my pants. Hope. Stop that. She always does that when she wants attention, but it's so annoying. It's so annoying, Hope. You gotta stop chewing. Stop it, Sergeant. He's hitting me with a stick. Will you stop it? Hey, that's enough. Hazel Basil. There's my Hazel Basil. She's so pretty. But look at that baby still trying to nurse from her mama. I'm thinking about getting a ring for her nose because she's getting a little too old for this. But look at my little piglets. They're eating the leftover tomatoes that fell. Where's the fourth one? Oh, you better not be eating my peppers. You see him? See her? She's eating my peppers, I think. Oh, she's in big trouble. Big trouble. Let me go get her before she grabs another pepper. I don't know if she ate one of my peppers or not, but I know that when I was going through here earlier and weeding stuff out, I did see a pepper that had a chunk out of it. You know, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take this pepper off. It's not huge, but it's good. It is good. And I'm going to take it. Oh gosh, that's a big one too. Anyways, it looks big from a distance. So go ahead and grab a couple of the peppers. Allow some other peppers to grow. As you can see, this one has some flowers on it, so it's gonna bear some more fruit. But yeah, look at the size of them. I am so pleased with how my peppers are doing this year. It's so nice to actually have an abundance of peppers. I know that I've been on a wild rampant talking about a bunch of different things, but I hope you enjoyed learning what it is that I'm going to be planting in the garden. If we're here long enough to show you how it's doing and showing you the growth process of everything, I'm definitely going to take you guys along for that journey, and hopefully everything grows well. Again, if we're even here long enough. But if you guys know anything about housing and moving and stuff like that, once someone does put an offer on our house, it's still going to take about 30 to 45 days before we can close, if not longer, because it's going to depend on whether we find a house to live in or not as well. So hopefully everything works out well, where if someone puts an offer on our house, we're putting an offer on another house around the same time, so the closing times will be about the same, and everything will just be smooth and run smoothly. And that's the plan. That's the hope, the prayer. I have faith in God that all is working out for his best interest for us. So I leave it all in his hands, and I know that he's always helped us and brought us to where we need to be, and he's always been by our side, and I have 100% faith that he will continue this journey with us and put us where we need to be. So with that being said, we'll actually be able to see the plants grow and see how they're doing. So I'm excited to show you guys that, and that's kind of it. It's just a process, and you have to be patient to go through it. Sometimes that's the hardest part, but we do what we have to do in order to get food on our table. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. And until next time, you guys be blessed. We'll see you then.